Hey everybody, I got a really good analysis that helps explain dog culture. So, this, for starters, you got to think about how inflation works. Like, if you're not really familiar with inflation, watch a couple videos on it. But this has to do with like how the Federal Reserve prints lots of money. So the more money in circulation, the less value each dollar has. So, like if you had $80,000 in the bank during a certain time, that would be a lot of money. But if the value of the dollar is less, then that 80,000 you have is not worth as much. It can't buy as many goods and services. So, this is what's going on with dog culture. So I read this article. It's called Human Connection is the Real Currency. And that's how I made this analysis of currency. Human connection is a currency. And the presence of dogs, that's like the fake money. Or the printed money. The constantly printed money to help boost the economy. But in the end, it causes inflation and other problems. So think about like what do you have for value as a human. That's like your currency. That's like your savings. Like as a human, maybe you're really good at cooking. You're good at shoulder massage and solving problems in a relationship. Or you're really good at just giving somebody a really big hug and helping them feel better about their day. That's like your currency as a human. That's your human connection. You have all that value to help one of your fellow humans. But they already have that printed currency. They already have the dog. And so they're going to sit in their house watching TV and media and music and pharmaceutical advertisements filled with dogs. And they're not going to care about your currency that you have, because they're going to be sitting there stroking their dog, feeding their dog food, taking their dog out in their crew cab truck, doing all kinds of stuff, spending money on vet bills, going broke over vet bills, getting all of those dopamine hits from having their dog. And so now your human connection, all this great stuff that you might have as a husband or a wife or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, now all of that stuff that you have is just devalued because we're pumping the economy so full of this, the artificial, the dog part of this. Like, it just makes so much sense once you understand inflation, and once you kind of look at human connection as such an amazing currency that you can trade. Like, have you ever just got a hug from somebody and felt better for a couple hours? That's the currency that's getting replaced with dogs, and that's why our humans have no value. And I mean, you see this manifesting everywhere in dog culture. Dogs are better than humans. My dog wouldn't do this. My dog wouldn't do that. Dogs are our protectors. But yet it's all fake. They say dogs are protectors, but the towns and other places that have the most dogs, that's where we see the most missing kids, the most crimes of like really nasty sex crimes, like child trafficking, like in Texas and California. Some of the cities that are the most dog friendly are some of the cities where thousands of kids have gone missing. So these dogs don't provide the true human connection. They provide a human break apart. And so this article that I read, it was all about cell phones mostly. It says that cell phones are like replacing our human connection, and it's connected to a lot of illnesses, especially like depression and mental problems. And we're getting that fixed with the oxytocin and the dopamine by picking our phone up. Looking at our phone all day, playing video games, and even a big part of the phone use is people taking selfies of their dogs and loading them up on their Amazon Prime free gallery account and stuff like that, or watching dog videos, or everywhere everybody goes, they're taking pictures of their dogs. And I see this on the Facebook groups all the time. It's like they took their family somewhere, and every other picture is the dog. They got like their side-by-sides and their motorcycles out there and stuff too, but it's like every other picture is their dog. It's like a photography page on Facebook. Every other picture is the photographer's dog. Oregon, Columbia Gorge, flower photography, and every other picture is the backside of their dog, showcasing the dog's butthole. And if you mention it to a dog owner, they get very upset. And yeah, it's crazy. But if you think about how overall human connection is super important, and we're replacing human connection with this printed currency of dog ownership, it just devalues the human connection. People see connections with dogs because it's easier. It's like a government bonus check. I would rather get a dog. That's easier. It costs me less. Yeah, except for the whole thing is it doesn't cost you less. And the long-term ownership of a dog leaves you without all of the resources that you gave to the dog. And then the dog's going to pass away, and you're going to have to pay for it to be cremated. Whereas if you had a human connection, even if it was a little bit more challenging than a dog, at least you would have a friend. At least you would have somebody that could loan you a car, help you change a flat tire, make a reservation for you, give you a shoulder rub at the end of a hard day, give you a nice little shoulder rub, give you a little kiss on the face, tell you that you're important. Dogs can't do that. People will say that a dog tells them things, but a dog can't. A dog has no prefrontal lobe. A dog is like, at the end of the day, low value currency that you can get easily, but the long-term cost of dog ownership is not as cheap as everybody thinks. And the better value by a millionfold is having a proper human friend. And so yeah, dogs are a fake currency that is injected into our economy of human connection. It devalues human connection and forces us to focus on getting the easy currency of the dog, and that's not good for us.